let's have a look at the front pages of newspapers. And the business day is what we open up with. And the business day, Motus faces staff revolt over pay cuts. That's the big story that they are focusing in on the front page of the business day. And this is where they are basically talking to unions seeking interdict to fend off motor retailers' plan to slash salaries by up to 30%. That big group, the Motus Group there, with about 300 dealerships that they've got there. NUMSA General Secretary Irvin Jim briefs the media in Johannesburg yesterday on a campaign to defend Venezuela. NUMSA condemning the unlawful U.S. attack and kidnapping of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. And then it's Sibanye to start lithium mine in Europe in phases. Kenya puts huge stake in pipeline firm on sale. And smoke hobbles rescuers at Karachi Mall fire. And then there's quickly on the sidebar there, IMF warns narrow growth base leaves economy exposed. And Japan's Prime Minister calls for a snap election. Those are just some of the stories on the front page.
All right, let's move on. Next one this morning is, of course, the Daily Dispatch. And they leading with a wind-fueled fire rips through farmlands near Port Alfred. And this one, homes, vehicles, grazing, all destroyed. But massive public support has helped prevent even more damage, with some pictures there also to show the sheer devastation that has taken place. At the bottom, community police partnership curb crime in Buffalo City, and the community policing forums across Buffalo City have stepped up crime prevention efforts, working alongside police and private security companies to patrol their neighborhoods, confiscate dangerous weapons, and report suspected criminal activity. And just at the top there, Cambridge High DSG get new leaders. Ocean conflicts call for creative diplomacy and solace in nature amid uncertainty. That's the front page of the Daily Dispatch.
Okay, I'll grab the witness for you this morning. The witness saying High Court confirms eviction of grieving parents from son's home. That's their story that they've got there on the front page. Let me just try and get a little bit more into the story, where it basically says, judge rebukes late architect's widow as mean-spirited. Elderly members of society are not inanimate objects that can simply be discarded and moved out of sight when it suits others, is what they highlight there in that story.
It's a sad story of elderly parents who moved into this house that their son and his wife had in 2021 or so, 2022, and then the son died, unfortunately. And now the widow, she's the sole heir, so she's asked them to move out because she wants to sell the property. Wow. So whilst the judge, was empathetic towards the elderly parents, the law's the law.
That's insane. It's absolutely insane. And the couple, 79 and 72 years old, living on the ground floor. This is in Phoenix. This is where their home is. Oh my goodness. Okay. The story there, SA mourns as 14 pupils killed in a horror crash, and that is the picture on the front page of the newspaper. The other picture is of KZN prison inmates top national matric results. I was reading about that and listening to it yesterday. Correctional services schools achieved an overall pass rate of 94.4% is what they're saying in KZN. Once again,
is winning all over.
Yeah, I know. There's something in the water in KZN, but maybe it's good stuff this time.
It is.
Auditor General says audits cannot be manipulated and rebuts bribery claims. So those are the ones just on the side there. King Misizulu calls for calm after inflammatory video sparks.
All right, let's take a look at this one. The Cape Argus youth centres struggle against gang recruitment. And again, just very interesting going into these stories as I struggle to open it. But all the same, you also have CTMCA criticise the city for hindering the Klopse events. And that's an ongoing struggle, a problem there. And then one that I would at some point really like to get into, because it's so instrumental to the culture
Yeah.
in Cape Town overall. But yeah, quite an interesting situation. Prison schools achieve 94.4% pass rate. There's that story. And also some of the other stories, as you can see in the top there.
And then finally, as we take a look at the rest of the newspapers, there's the Sowetan parents' worst nightmare, that horrific accident in the van. Let's have a look at the rest of the papers.